This could be the best free VST out there. So there's a lot of free stuff out in internet land, an awful lot. If I had to hazard a guess, I would say we are somewhere north of several thousand VSTs, effects, and libraries in 2022. Even 10 years ago, if you said free VST, the choices were pretty limited, but over the past 5 or 6 years, there have been a lot of good and even some great free tools for us musicians to use. Two of the best effects that I use, for instance, are Valhalla's Supermassive and Re-EQ by a developer called Nitsuj. This video isn't really about these two effects, but if you're at all familiar with either of them, then you know just how great they are. Supermassive, frankly, is one of the best reverbs available, free or paid. Valhalla could easily sell this reverb for $50, just like their other products. But they are an awesome company, and they don't just have one free effect, but several. If you've never heard of or used Supermassive, you should just go get it, and there's a link below. The second free effect that I use on pretty much every track is Re-EQ. This is a fantastic free parametric equalizer that is very similar to FabFilter's Pro Q3. Very similar. Now, Pro Q is a great tool, but it also costs $179. That's not cheap at all. The downside with Re-EQ is that I'm pretty sure it only runs in Reaper, so if you use a different DAW, then you are out of luck. But if you have Reaper, then check the link below for more info. But what about free virtual instruments? There are quite a few of those around too, of all different flavors, and a lot of companies give you a free trial for different things with various limitations. I will occasionally check these out because, just like with Supermassive, sometimes you find gold. Quite often though, I'm disappointed. Free is free a lot of times because, well, it's either not so great, or it's completely off the wall, or it has like 3 great patches and 150 not so great patches. So when I started seeing videos for a particular sampler VST about 6 months ago, I was interested at first, but I had some preconceived ideas that it was probably just going to take up precious storage space on my SSDs. I also saw some initial forum posts that varied between the totally fake, over-the-top gushing review and the holy cow, this is crap even though I've never tried it review. So I didn't really check it out and kind of forgot about it for a while. Then along comes good old Oliver Codd. Now if you haven't heard of Codd, you should check out his company, Audio Ollie, and his YouTube page. He puts out some pretty good stuff, including a little thing called Taste. I'm currently working on a review of Taste, which is not free, but is incredibly inexpensive. I was watching Oliver's new video on a library he just released called 12-string, and he was planning on releasing it for a new VST called Soundpaint first, and then Contact second, which I thought was interesting. So he started to show off something that makes Soundpaint different from other VSTs, and that is the Morph feature. The Morph feature basically changes the sound of one waveform by using a second as kind of a filter. At least, that's what it seems to be doing. But you can get some really strange results sometimes, so it might be doing a sort of subtractive synthesis, but other times it seems like it's actually doing additive synthesis. Here are a few examples of what the morphing feature can do. Something else that is interesting is that morphing 2 wave files in one direction will give you a different sound than if you switch the direction by using the little wishbones here. So let's check this out. Soundpaint does have a few really good things going for it currently. Mainly, that the engine is free, the libraries seem pretty reasonable, it's easy to figure out and use for the most part, and it has some really great effects, including a nice shimmer reverb, a Lexi clone, and a rain delay. And while it is currently listed as being in a public beta, it seems pretty stable. It did crash on me 2 or 3 times over the last week when I was using it, and it usually happens when I'm playing something complex and then I switch between the 2 morphing wishbones. But again, this is a brand new plugin. And Trolls, the creator, says that even though this is in beta, it's a fully functional and solid platform.
Fully armed and operational.
Meaning that they have tested it out pretty thoroughly at this point.
Battle station.
So think of this more like a Minecraft beta, where it will probably be in beta for some time and new features will be added. Not bad at all for free, and as you can hear, it sounds pretty darn good. But is it the best free VST out there currently? Well, I'm on the fence with that. I think it's actually a really good instrument with a lot of possibilities, and frankly, it's still in its infancy. Instruments like Omnisphere and Contact have been around for 20 years or so, and have had a lot of time to develop and are pretty dang expensive, so it's really unfair to compare them to Soundpaint. As of right now, I definitely think it's worthy of some space on my hard drive, and I'm debating on whether or not to buy a library or 2. If you like what you hear, there is a link below, so you can download Soundpaint yourself and give it a try. I'm going to try to work in some more Soundpaint demos in the near future to show you what this thing is capable of, and probably a free library as well, so hit the like and subscribe. I'm going to play us out with some of the free patches, and we will see you on the other side of the mountain.